James Gavrilos, the Tri-Cities Education Committee, Charles Ridley, and Jennifer Jones. So I think we have staff is going to be playing those. So if you could begin the ones that were recorded, and then Tri-Cities will be read by Mrs. Bass.
This is James Gavrilos, CEO of the Education Foundation, and my comments are usually under the delegates or elected officials. Chairman Barbieri, elected members of the school board, and Dr. Fenoy, let me first begin by thanking you for your exemplary leadership during these turbulent times, and I wish to thank you for your continued support of the Education Foundation. In a few brief paragraphs, let me briefly review the year that has passed and look forward to the coming academic year. In 2019-2020, we expanded Red Apple Supplies to include 53 schools. Throughout the year, including the shops that took place on site as well as our mobile shops, we had 706 individual teachers who shopped, through which we distributed $653,534.33 in school supplies to our local public school teachers. Well done, team at Red Apple Supply. Our Go Teach grant program expanded from 60 to 94 grants this year, totaling over $107,000. Our matching grant program distributed $650,000 in grants, and our Fire Science Academy at Palm Beach Lakes concluded its second year of operation. In response to the coronavirus, once the school district shifted to distance learning, we immediately launched a drive to acquire Chromebooks for eligible students. Over $120,000 was donated, along with 80 gently used devices. In April, we launched our Kits for Kids program. In 12 separate distributions, 5,000 Kits for Kids were distributed to our local students. These kits included school supplies, hygiene kits, and educational games. Finally, during the coronavirus, the Education Foundation facilitated 2 anonymous donations of $500,000 each, one of which was used to provide additional Chromebooks. The second was used to support our school district feeding site program, ensuring that our children had adequate food throughout this challenging time. As we begin the new fiscal year on July 1st, I'd like to take a brief look forward at our plans for the coming year. We have no intent to stand pat. We are going to advance our work. The support for public education from the business community in Palm Beach County is second to none. In the coming year, we will continue to expand our matching grant program. This year, we will be providing over $650,000 in matching grants. We are going to expand our Go Teach program in both number and scope. With a grant from the Frederick DeLuca Foundation, we will be expanding not only the number of Go Teach grants, but even the amount. These will be called Go Reach grants, a slightly larger grant for innovative programs. Finally, thanks to the Stiles-Nicholson Foundation, we will be awarding yet even larger grants at the elementary, middle, and high school levels for innovative programs that use technology to increase STEM education. This year, we will expand Red Apple Supplies by adding yet another 10 schools who will be eligible to shop. We will also be launching a robust online presence for Red Apple Supplies, thus allowing our teachers to shop online and have their school supplies delivered to their school in a new Red Apple Supplies truck, which will be funded through grants from local foundations and corporations. Ladies and gentlemen of the school board, Dr. Fenoy, and senior staff, it has indeed been a challenging year, but it is a year in which your Education Foundation has stood tall, has continued to serve the students and principals in the finest school district in the state of Florida, and is preparing to expand our programs as our students have the needs, the desire, and the resources they need to continue their education. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your time this evening.
Good morning. My name is Charles Ridley, and I am the chair of Unify Palm Beach County. I am calling to speak on agenda item P2. Unify has a very simple mission. We build power for Black people and Black communities. The superintendent proposed staff restructuring includes the Department of Equity and Access, but this falls much too short in promulgating district-wide equity with fidelity. If you accept this recommendation, it will reveal a lot about you as a board. Things such as a board, do you have a deep understanding of the issues surrounding the impact of the lack of equity on an education system? As a board, do you care that equity has never actually been infused throughout the school district? As a board, do you understand that this recommendation fails to recognize that inequity is an entrenched problem that permeates the entire culture of the school district? So board, you need to understand that the optics of this recommendation suggests that Palm Beach County School District is relegating equity to a silo status, that it sends the message, even unattended, of equity being an add-on, that it belies both the spirit and the intent of equity, as well as diminishes overall accountability. I ask that you keep the current organization structure and add Chief Officer of Equity to the title and responsibility of the Deputy Superintendent. Thank you for your time.
Greetings to you, board members. My name is Jennifer Jones. I'm a delegate for the Volunteer Association and Fund of South Florida, and I want to address two issues. One, I want to thank the board for your assistance and your support in helping us work with our Haitian community. We have reached out to you and stated our needs when it comes to providing computers and laptops to our families, and you've worked diligently with us, and we appreciate your support. We know that this is not something that you can do by yourself, but because we understand that you are good-willed members and residents, and that we trust in your good faith for the betterment of our children. And so we thank you for your support, and we're glad that we're able to partner with you to achieve excellence when it comes to assisting our children, especially in the Haitian community. I want to address item P2 on the agenda. I am also a member of Unified and of the Coalition of the Black Student Achievement, and this is in regards to the organization chart and the equity officer. Now, we believe it is imperative that we maintain the current organizational chart. It's important that the deputy superintendent remains, even adding the role of chief equity officer, because we can hold them accountable. By adding this title to the deputy superintendent, then the other superintendent, regional superintendent, as well as the chief academic officer will be held accountable for student equity outcomes. We do believe that this is a must. Accountability is important to equity. Accountability for the outcome academically, as well as the social and emotional well-being of our children, of our Black and brown students. And so the proposed organizational chart does not conclude that level of accountability. We don't want to see this fall through the cracks. It's extremely important to us that we convey the importance of keeping the deputy superintendent and for him not to be stripped from his position. We appreciate that you hear the cries of your community, the cries of the Black community, and we're confident that you will do the right thing by maintaining the deputy superintendent and adding the chief officer equity title to him. Thank you.
Mrs. Bass, you want to read that from Tri-Cities?
Yes. Dear school board members, this letter is written on behalf of the Tri-Cities Education Committee, who represents the citizens of the Glades region. We are pleased with the services Mr. Keith Oswald, Deputy Superintendent, has provided to the Glades region schools. We would like to thank him for supporting and helping us to implement services in the Glades region for our students. Mr. Oswald visits regularly to see what our needs are in order that there is equity across the regions. Mr. Oswald articulates our needs to the superintendent, Dr. Fenoy, and follows through to ensure that we all get resources necessary to raise student achievement. Based on what we are facing for the FY 2021 school year, please keep Mr. Oswald in his present position as Deputy Superintendent, where he can continue to support our students as they reach for excellence in education. So often, we do not pause to say thank you for services rendered by our leaders. We oftentimes do not let our leaders/bosses know how things are going. We say to you today, school board members of the School District of Palm Beach County and Dr. Fenoy, that Mr. Keith Oswald has done an excellent job carrying out the vision and mission of the school board and the superintendent. Let's continue to work together as a unified team for our students. Sincerely, the Tri-Cities Education Committee, Mayor Steve B. Wilson, Belglade, Mayor Joe Kyle, South Bay, Mayor Keith Babb, Pahokee, Ms. Mary O. Evans, Chair, Mr. Eddie L. Rhodes, Co-Chair, Vice Mayor Clara Mervin, Pahokee, Ms. Allie Biggs, Founder.
Thank you, Ms. Bass. We have also two agenda topic speakers, Andrea Hillman and Odette Regime, probably didn't pronounce that correctly. Would Mr. Ramaswar please play those two voice messages?
Good afternoon, School Board Chair Barbieri, school board members, and Superintendent Dr. Fenoy. My name is Andrea Hillman, and I am calling to comment on agenda item P1, personnel items. I am currently on the non-reappoint list with the district. I have just finished my 17th year of teaching and my 8th year teaching at Green Acres Elementary School in Lake Worth. My question to the school board is, how does a teacher of my longevity become non-reappointed? I have lived for 30 years in the same Boynton Beach home as a taxpayer and a voter. I know my fellow county residents recently passed a referendum designed to keep experienced teachers on the job in the classroom by offering retention bonus based on years of service. Again, my question is, how am I, a veteran teacher, now removed from the school system without ever being offered an alternative position within Green Acres Elementary? Monday of this week, I emailed documents to the school board office. These include personal events and accolades earned. I explained in these documents about some issues that may have contributed to classroom problems I did experience this past school year. But non-reappointment? I feel this decision by my principal, Deb McNichols, was based on retaliation for my actions as the lead CTA, Classroom Teacher Association representative in May of 2019. At this point, Green Acres Elementary lost 14 teachers that many had spent their whole career at Green Acres Elementary. Again, there are details in the documents I emailed to the school board office. So I'm calling today to say I feel my non-reappointment is just not right. I'm asking for your help to further investigate this matter before making a decision on accepting my non-reappoint recommendation. I want to be returned to the active employee roster. I would like my name cleared so that I may continue to search during this hiring freeze for a suitable position within the school district. Thank you. Andrea Hillman. Have a good day.
Good afternoon. I am agenda number P1, the non-reappoint personnel agenda. My name is Odette Regis Me. I am a speech-language pathologist working at Grassy Waters Elementary. I have been working for the past 7 years with the district, but this is my first year working as a speech-language pathologist. On May 1st, I have been non-reappointed by Principal Galindo, and I believe I have been non-reappointed for discrimination. I have 5 concerns due to my discrimination. Concern number 1, while I was working as a speech therapist, I was doing whole group. I was never given a paraprofessional to help me. While the other therapists in the school, of course, they're white, and I am the only black, they were given paraprofessional, but me. Concern number 2, Galindo, Principal Galindo pulled me out of therapy to cover, say, 4th, 2nd, and 3rd grades. I was hired to work as a speech-language pathologist and not substitute teacher. Concern number 3, I am trilingual. I speak Creole, English, and French. I had whole SD groups. Half of my students speak Creole. I was a big help to those students. Concern number 4, evidence binders. I turned in my evidence binders along with all the other therapists. All of them received check marks and feedback. That's me. Concern number 5, I had an IEP parent conference. The parent congratulated me on how well I did with her son. I did and put the beautiful comment on my evidence binder. Principal Galindo looked at it and generally ignored it. She ignored my beautiful comment. Now, the reason why I'm here today, I want the board members to listen, to investigate my case. I want to be able to transfer to another school, to continue my career. I have been working as a speech therapist for 1 year, but I have been working with the district for the past 7 years. I am a great therapist. I have never been reprimanded. I have never written up by any principal. I do not deserve to be non-reappointed by any principal or Jennifer Galindo. I am a good therapist. I deserve to be in another school, and I want this case to be fully investigated. All I need justice. I need justice because of how Galindo treated me. And one last question I wanted to ask the members. I want to know how a principal, how Dr. Galindo can get rid of me without giving me an opportunity to succeed. Okay, this is my first year working as a therapist. I did not do anything wrong. She never once told me that I did anything wrong. I need to know how can a principal get rid of a good employee like me without giving me an opportunity to succeed. Thank you very much.
All right, that's the end of our agenda topic speakers. Board members, we now have to approve the consent agenda. The items that have already been pulled are, I already announced